y'all, this is Deanna. Welcome to my channel. Happy Saturday. It is 9:15 in the morning, and I got up when my husband left for work and just kind of ate a little breakfast and then came to my craft room. I've got some things to do around my house today, but I wanted to come in here and play first, which is a norm. So anyway, what I thought I would do is I want to start increasing my embellishments. That way then when I do swaps, I've already got things made. It's always great to do this. So I thought I would make some fun heart rosettes. This requires no dies, no cutting machines, just scissors, paper, glue, and hot glue. Yeah, just simple things that you probably have in your craft space. But anyway, I'm going to use, I've already gone ahead and made a couple of different shapes. I've been playing around with the shape. You can see these, how this one turned out. I really like this. I wished I would have saved a template for this exact one, but I didn't. It was like one of the first ones I did. And then this one right here is a little bit smaller, so I made a template with my chipboard. That way I would have it and I would know what it looks like. And then this one, I think this one might be my favorite. I like it a little fat here. You see how wide it is here? That's how I like it. And this is my template, okay, that I made out of chipboard. It's just some thin chipboard. But anyway, it's good to make yourself a little template. That way then you have it and you can make them the same every time if you would like. Okay, I think I might go for this little guy on this one. And instead of just using solid pink paper, I'm going to use some decorative paper. And y'all, I wish I had more Garden Party. I really do. Maggie Holmes, please come out with more great Garden Party type paper, because we all loved it. To me, this was one of her best. I still have her last one where it deals with like travel and stuff like that. I haven't even cut into it yet, and I ordered a bunch of it. I haven't even cut into it. I need to pull it out and work with it, but I've been kind of saving it for when I get to the right project. But it isn't my favorite. It isn't my favorite after I ordered it, but you know, it is what it is. Let's get on with this. Okay, I'm gonna quit talking. Okay, so what you're gonna need is you're gonna need a piece of paper. It's 12 by 2. Okay, and you're also going to need 2 centers. So I think I'll cut up here. I'm going to cut myself 2 little hearts. So punch myself 2 little hearts. That way I've got those ready to go. Okay, so you're going to need these to hold down the centers and actually make it look prettier, because behind that it's not very pretty. Okay, so I'm going to put all these up to the side here. Let me move this one up here. Actually, I'm going to move it over here to the side because I need that. Okay, so now the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your paper, decide which one you want front and back. I guess it doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to go with this one. It's a little easier visually for me to see. I'm going to fold it directly in half and use your scoring tool. Press it down really well. And the idea for making a nice crisp heart rosette is making nice crisp folds, okay? So just remember that. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your template, or you can freehand this. It looks like this. This is the center. And the center I started is about a 1/2 inch right there. And then this highest part of my slope here on this one is about 1.5. So cut it at half, go up to about 1.5 and back down. And let's see where this one, and this one went down about 3/4 of an inch. And then I ended a little bit more than 3/4 of an inch. So start a little lower, go up higher, slope down and go up. So that's how you can remember how you can make yourself a little template, or if you just want to freehand it. Now, on normal time, I probably would just freehand it. I probably wouldn't even use my template, but I thought it would be great to make one. That way you can visibly see if you're new to crafting or new to making this. It might be a little easier for you to see. So I'm tracing it off, and remember, this is the fold over here, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along the line. I'm going to hold my piece of paper so it stays as close to the edges and try to stay as even as I can get it. And like that, okay? Okay, so now what you need to do is pull out your scoreboard. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my scoreboard. This scoreboard that I pulled out is well used, y'all. So ignore the marks on it. Now what you're going to do is open it back up, and it's back to that 12 inch, okay? I'm going to turn this to the side so I can work here. What you're going to do is put it up right next to the edge, and you're going to take your scoring tool, and every 1/4 of an inch, you're going to score. Make some good creases in there. Makes it easier to fold. Okay, so I'm going to keep going 1/4 of an inch all the way down until I get to the end. Okay, and we're down to the end. So this is what it looks like. Okay, you don't need your scoreboard anymore. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to fold, and I like to start where, you know how you scored downward? I like to start on the other side. Fold it really well, okay? So we're going to fold like an accordion. We're going to start like a mountain, then a valley, mountains and valleys. And I'm going to try to get these folded the best that I can, pressing down on those score lines, so that way then it becomes a nice, crispy like folds. Okay, crispy. I always say crispy. That means kind of really sharp folds. See how that is? That's how I like to do it. Now, there are tons of people that make heart rosettes, and heart rosettes have been around for a long while. I just got up today and had the inkling to make some. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish folding out all the rest, and then I will be back. Okay, so as you see, when I come to the end of folding them, actually folded really nicely, really nicely. So I'm going to show you a tip. So whenever I have made rosettes, and I used to really struggle and all that, you don't want to burn yourself with the hot glue and all that. So it was years ago, I happened to see somebody on YouTube use these non-stick bacon grill mats. These are just Walmart brand. I've had this forever. Look, I have so much left. And y'all, these were a major game changer for me. So what I do is, and you can use it multiple times, okay? So what I do is I put a piece out, and you can put your hot glue directly on here, and then you can form your rosette over it. That way then you don't burn yourself and all that. It really was a game changer for me. So now at this point, since you've got, this is what it will look like, okay? Now, whenever you use your template, which I'm using this one, and this one is I'm an 1 3/4 inches. If you make it a little shorter, it's going to make it not, the hump is sticking out as far. So I think the taller you make this, maybe the wider and all that your rosette will be. And again, this is the one that we are making, okay? We're going to try to attempt, and sometimes they don't always look like each other. But, you know, you just do the best you can. We're not perfect. And, yep. So, okay. So, the first thing you're going to do to form your rosette, I'm going to take some art glitter glue. Use your favorite. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add glue right here on the edge. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put them right together. Okay. On top of each other, not like putting them like this. You're going to put them like over each other like I just did here. You want to make sure that it's drying. And let me just tell you, I have done this and I used hot glue and it just hardened too much for me. I didn't like the way it hardened. Okay, and see how you've got these overlapping right here? Come back here. See how you got that? You just want to take it and you can snip these off because you want your heart rosette to come out with a little bit of a point. So see, by cutting that off, it gave it that little point. Okay, so you can kind of play with it before you put your glue. I'm gonna play with it and you're gonna see. Let me flip it over. This is the side I was using. Okay, so you can kind of play with it, and by just pushing it down, it's already forming the shape of a heart. And as you see, this one made a little bit wider heart. You can fold it and make it more up like this and make, if you make more of the creases toward the top, it forms it more like a taller heart. So you just play with it. Okay, let me get the pen back on my glue here, and then we're gonna grab that hot glue and we're going for it. So the nice thing about these little non-stick things here, what you're going to do, let me get some extra hot glue. I'm going through the glue sticks, y'all. I really am. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take your hot glue and you're going to put it like a dollop like that in the middle of your non-stick surface there. And then you're going to take it and you're going to form your heart. And I probably should have added a little bit more glue toward the bottom. But once I get this top to stick, I can go ahead. Now just hold it for a second, okay, y'all? Hold it. Just press down on this surface. Because if it's sticking to the surface, it doesn't matter. It's going to peel right off, okay? And once it starts to grab, and I know I got my hand in the way, you're going to take your glue and you're going to add a dollop over the top. Let me go a little bit more. I'm going to put some right here because I want my, and then you're going to take your heart, and I'm going to do it this side, and you're going to take it and you're going to press it down. Okay, try to get it as even as you can. Nothing's perfect. You probably will end up putting embellishments over it. And you're going to hold it down and see how you've got a fatter heart, wider. Okay. Once you have that and you know it's hardened, you can press down. Just make sure it's hardened. You'll feel it. It's starting to cool. And once you know that it's good, take it. You're going to peel it off. And look, it's still got a little glue. So I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go a second more. I want to make sure my glue is hardened. And you can make multiple of these. You want to roll a sheet of this out and make a bunch of them. You can just put them all on here, let them all dry, flip them all over. You can mass produce them. Easy, easy. Okay, so now let's try. So now what you're going to do is you're going to peel this off. And as you see, some of my glue kind of went up here at the top. And what I do is I just take my little scissors and I just trim that. Okay, so now this is the base. Okay, see how that nicely that came out? So now I'm going to get ready to take my other heart. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add glue on the other piece. And then I'm going to add it right on the top. And by me using this non-stick, I'm a firm believer in using it when you're making rosettes because they can be daunting. And there you go. Look at that. Sweet, sweet. Look at that. See? Now I've got two in this shape. So, so sweet. You can kind of pinch the bottom a little closer together, but because you had to join these pieces together, it's going to be like flat. Oops. It's going to be flat like that, okay? So by you joining that paper together, it's going to happen like that, but that's okay. So here is what this one looks like, okay? How cute is it? How cute is it? So just remember on this one, the template starts out at 1/2 inch to 3/4, slope it down to about 3/4, and then up a little bit between 1 inch and 3/4. Okay, now the other one, the other template I made that made this smaller one, I started it out at about 3/4 of an inch or a little bit less, and I went up about 1 1/4, so about a little less than 3/4, so 1 1/4, and then I sloped it down to a little less than 3/4, and then I ended at 1 inch. That's how I got this shape. Okay, I personally kind of like this one. I like things like chunky, but I also like the tall skinny hearts too. I think they're darling, you know. So I kind of wish I would have made myself a template when I did this one. But you know, you just play around with it, see which one works for you. Now let me see what I can do to decorate this one up, just to show you, because you might be saying, what is a rosette for? It's just a pretty, y'all. It's just to make embellishments, that's all. That's all. It makes things pretty. You can put it on the top of a package. Now I've been making some crepe paper rosettes here. I started working on that. You could layer it up. Maybe that pink one won't work because that one clashes. Here's a white. Let's see what it would look like. Now you'd have to make your little crepe paper rosette a little smaller than this, but you can layer it up on things. Let me flip this over. See if you want to do the pink. It would be very pretty. I'm not going to use those this time, but I'm going to go and grab some of my embellishments here, and this is one I got from Tuesday morning, and you just want something cute. So I'm going to decorate it, and I will come back and show you the end result. So I went ahead and just grabbed a couple of things I wanted to work with. I think I'm going to work off the pink side. The nice thing is you can choose which side you want to work on. So I think I'll work off of this side. I found this Be Mine, and it came from this sticker sheet from the My Valentine by Carta Bella collection. And I thought it would be good to layer them up on some foam tape, but I thought instead of doing foam tape, I would just use some white foam. It would kind of save on my tape, and I'll just fussy cut these out. So that's what I'm going to do on that, and I kind of like these because of the pink. So I'm just gonna, I don't even feel the need to like go around the edge of the stamp, like the zigzag around the stamp. See how that goes up and down? I'm not gonna worry with that. It just gives it some dimension. And then I'm gonna add a Be Mine. And I'm just gonna cut around. Okay. And get that piece. Okay, so there we go. Move that out of the way. Then you're just going to arrange it on here. I'm going to see how I like this. I don't want to cover up the whole heart because you worked hard to make it a heart shape. So I'm going to, let's see a little bit more white jagged there. I'm going to trim. I'm going to arrange it the way I want it. Okay, and let's get down a little bit more so you can see it. So I think I'll arrange it. Gonna put this, maybe I'll put this one behind and this one over. Maybe I'll put this one over here. Just kind of see what you think, how you like it. I really do like the little stamp. I don't want to ditch the stamp, or if I did, I can just use these two wooden chipboard pieces to put it off to the side. And that would be very cute too. And actually, so I should go with my own theory of less is more sometime and add this. I could add this in the middle and the little hearts off to the side. That would be very cute. And you could go ahead and decide how you want your heart. Just kind of like something like that is the way I like them. See, something like that. Let me make sure I don't get out of frame here, y'all. So see, so I can kind of keep those like that. I'm going to see about trying to use this again after I put it on foam. Actually, I think I'm going to skip it because that's just me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to add hot glue on the back of my foam. And I'm going to just put this one kind of in the center. Okay, that made it cute already. And it gave it dimension by adding it on the foam. The foam is, I really am getting into more and more foam. Then you can put this one off to the side like this. You can add, like if you want to add some kind of like thread or, you know, some kind of little ribbon or something tiny behind, you can go ahead and do that. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to keep them stacked the way they are, and I'm going to put my hot glue on the first one. And I'm going to layer it up, and then I'm going to peel the top one off and put hot glue. That way I kind of know exactly where I want to put it. And I'm thinking it's darling. Okay, so I'm going to flip this one over. Don't want to cover up Be Mine. Just kind of something simple. If you want to add maybe one more heart over here, let me see if I've got one. Yeah, here's one right here. Let's see, I can add it kind of, let me say where I want to add it. If I want to add it kind of off to the side, or I can even cover up the other one and make it bigger. No, no, no. Dina, don't do that. That's not a good idea. I think I'm going to leave it at 2. I think it looks good. Anyway, just do something simple and sweet, just like this, and makes cute, cute, cute little embellishments. Add it in your stash. You've got it ready to go. And y'all, you did this with no cutting machines and no dies. You know, I know I use a lot of dies. I use my cutting machine. I use things that help me craft and make my lines a little bit more precise, but you don't have to. If you don't have a Cricut, if you don't have a die cut machine, but you have a scoreboard and you have paper and glue, you can make these little sweet heart rosettes and you will not be disappointed. Anyway, decorate it up any way you want. I think that they are super sweet, and yeah, I'm going to make a few more for my stash, and that way I'll have them all ready. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope that you will give this a try. If you enjoyed my video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I'd love your subscription. If you'd hit that subscribe button, it would help me greatly. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Let you know when I upload. Appreciate each and every one of you, and I love you, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye, y'all.